And we are live. Good evening, amazing champions. Trust you're doing great. Welcome to today's episode of Kids Show, powered by Kids Startup Academy. And we are so delighted to welcome each and every one of you here. My name is Coach Olayemi Mike-Okhimhe, and kids call me Kids Coach. I help children to stand up for what is right and stand out from the crowd. So be ready. Today, be ready to learn from mine amazing champions. Two members of Key Startup Academy will be talking to us today. The person of Iweoluwa Kayode and King Great Atoyebi. We are so delighted to have both of you here on Kids Show. I want to believe that you are excited to be here. Can you please show me your excitement? Are you excited to be here? Yes, thank you, Iweoluwa. And thank you, Great. Okay, both of you are muted. I think Great was saying something. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are joining us, if you're joining us, tell us where you are joining us from. You're watching live from any part of the world. Drop your name on the comment section and tell us your name because we will love to connect with you. Now, let's get on to the business. Let's invite our first speaker on stage. Okay, we want to invite our first speaker who is Iweoluwa, one of the member of Key Startup Academy, Iweoluwa Kayode. And she's going to be talking on the courage to do the right thing. The courage to do the right thing. But before I leave the stage for her, the theme for this kids show is your growth, your choice. Your growth, your choice. It's when you make a decision that you want to grow, that you indeed grow. And so I want to believe that by the time you're going to listen to this two powerful kids from Key Startup Academy, it will push you to make the right choice and choose growth. Now, over to you, Iweoluwa. I'm going to leave the stage for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Irelu Akade, and today I will be talking to you about how to find the courage to do what is right. Next slide, please. Courage is the ability to do something even if it scares you, even if you don't feel like it. For example, you did something wrong, like you bullied someone, and you want to apologize and own up, but you don't know how to do it, and you think, I don't want to hide forever why someone else gets the blame for what I did, for why someone goes through all the pain that I caused after bullying them. So courage is when you stand up, do the right thing, apologize if you did something wrong, because even when you are scared. Next slide, please. Making the right choices. Always make the right choices even when no one is there watching. If no one is there at that time, if one can touch them, you can see them, there might still be cameras there, God might be watching. And if you know there are no cameras or anything like that, you can still do the right thing. For example, if you see your mommy's purse and you want something like a new phone, some sweets, something like that, and you see your mommy's purse there, you can just go take your mommy's purse, even though you feel, but even before you take anything out of your mommy's purse, think about it like, ah, Will my mommy want to use this for anything? Will she want to use it to buy me something that I don't know about? You might you always need to think about that first, even if there's no cameras here and there in the corner of the room hidden. You always need to think about what you are doing before you make your choices. Next slide, please. How to make the right choice. Step one, find out what the problem is. Think about what happened and what choice you have to make. So, for example, you and your siblings had a fight, and then you want to apologize. You can choose between apologizing or just keep on arguing. So you might think, what will happen if we keep on arguing? Will something bad happen? Will they ever believe me again? So you have to think about what is happening. Then think about what is at risk. Like step one, what will happen if you choose the wrong choice? What will happen? Like, for example, it's something about a toy. What will happen if your sibling is playing with the toy and you want to play with it? You snatch it out. Your sibling, your brother or sister could initially go tell your parents or anything like that. Even if it's not telling your parents, think about what would happen. Step three, make your decision. Trust your heart. Go with your gut feeling. If your logical side, your logic, what like your brain is thinking, do this, do that, and you don't feel, and you like inside you don't feel like it's right, don't do it. Follow your heart. Next slide, please. Time for a story. Next slide, please. The wait staff and the incorrect change. A successful business leader reflected on a time from his childhood when his father demonstrated integrity. When the man was 6 years old, his father took him to a diner. After they left, the father realized the waitress had given him $10, nairas, pounds, too much change. The boy's first thought was a free hot fudge sundae, but his father immediately turned around to return the money. He approached the waitress and explained her mistake. She reacted poorly, yelling that she never gave anyone the wrong change. Despite her angry and embarrassing outburst, his father stood his ground, maintaining his quiet resolve to do the right thing. He handed back the money and they left. That lesson stayed with the boy for life, teaching him that the right choice is not always the easiest, and that integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is looking. So, the lesson learned from the story, it's fine, we can go to the next slide. Lesson learned from the story. The right choice is not always the easiest. The father picked the harder way instead of picking the easier way, when instead of returning the money, instead of keeping the money, went to return it. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. The dad could have just walked away with the money and nobody would need to know. But instead, he went in, faced the shouting, all the embarrassing things the waitress did. The character is defined by how you respond to adversity. Adversity is pain, troublesome times, even if you don't want to. A quiet resolve is powerful. You don't always have to shout to win. You can always be calm instead of going full on shouting at anyone. Always be calm. Next slide, please. The lost kitten. A young girl named Mia found a lost kitten in the woods. The kitten had a small fancy bell on its collar, so Mia knew it belonged to someone important. Her friend told her to keep the kitten, saying it was finders keepers. They said she would get a nice pet and nobody would ever know. Mia loved the kitten but knew it wasn't hers. She went from door to door asking if anybody had lost a kitten. A few people said yes, but Mia checked for a special detail she knew about the bell. Finally, she found the home of the village's kind and elderly healer, who was overjoyed to see her kitten. Lily. The healer was so happy and grateful that she gave Mia a handmade blanket and promised to teach her how to care for sick animals. Mia learned that doing the right thing was its own reward. Next slide, please. The lessons learned. Doing the right thing is its own reward. Honesty and integrity over temptation. Mia could have easily given into a friend's suggestion to keep the lost kitten and follow the finders keepers rule. Instead, she chose to act honestly, recognizing that the kitten belonged to someone else. Empathy and compassion. Mia's first thought was not for herself but the kitten's owner. Her dedication to finding the owner shows her compassion and concern for others' feelings. So instead of keeping the kitten and enjoying her own life, Mia went along and it thought how the owner would be feeling that I lost my kitten. What am I going to do? And the owner could have been feeling sad. The value of personal ethics. By resisting peer pressure and following her own moral compass, Mia proves that her internal sense of right and wrong is more important than the approval of her friends. So you don't always have to be listening to your friends. Next slide, please. Why should we make right choices? Imagine that every day you make lots of tiny choices that are like building blocks in your life. And when you make a good choice, you always had a strong, sturdy, solid block. When you make a poor choice, the block isn't as strong. Over time, all these blocks build to the person you are becoming. So you can always think of it as Legos, if you know what Legos are. Legos are just like these tiny little pieces you can use to build tiny little blocks bit by bit. You can be building to make it into something bigger, something more beautiful. So you can always think of the choices like little Legos. So when you want to make a decision with that, should I take the money or should I not? If you choose should I shouldn't, then you have made a good choice. The block becomes more stronger. If you instead took the money, then the block wouldn't really be strong. And if you keep on making the poor choices, all the hard work you've done, everything might all come falling down in the end. Next slide, please. Reasons why we should make right choices. Good things always happen. When you choose to be kind, share your toys, share your things, your friends will want to play with you again more and more. And when you choose to do your homework, you get a good grade. Good choices lead to good results. So when you do something, you always have something good at the end. When you do something bad, like if you do something good, you always have something a good reward. There's a consequence for everything you do. And if you do something bad, you always get a bad result. And you always feel good about yourself. Making your own choices helps you feel capable and independent, which builds confidence. Even if you make a mistake, you can learn from it. Feel proud of your growth, how you've grown over fixing that mistake. You learn and grow. Thinking about your options and seeing what happens helps you solve problems. It's like training a muscle, training something. The more you practice at something, the stronger you get at it. The more you practice at making smart decisions, the stronger you get at it. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you, ma'am. What happens when we make a bad choice? Sometimes a bad choice leads to natural consequences, a bad result. When you learn a lesson without anyone having to tell you, I told you so. For example, if you don't wear a jacket when it's cold outside, you will feel cold. If you leave your bike outside, it might get rusty, someone might move it, someone might take it. If you choose to use your allowance to buy a toy that breaks immediately, you will feel sad that you don't have that money anymore. You will feel unhappy because you spent your allowance, your pocket money on that thing, but instead it broke, so you'd feel unhappy. The experiences make you then help you learn to make a better choice next time instead of making the same mistake over and over again. Next slide, please. Thank you everyone for listening. And remember, you always need to do the right thing.
Thank you so much, Champion Iriolua. Thank you for teaching us today about making good choices. Making good choices. And you even mentioned why it's important for us to make good choices. Champions, if you're watching, could you please drop down on the comment sections why you think you need to make good choices. Also, share your learning points. The comment section is so dry and we have so many people watching live, so please drop your learning points on the comment section, and if you have learned anything, drop it on the comment section and let's hear. It's important welcome I think that's Oluwafifehansimi and Didemi. Great, you're welcome. I think Devina too is here live. Please drop on the comment section one thing you've learned. One thing you've learned before we bring the second speaker up. The Irioluwa talked about you building blocks. I want you to liken making good choices to building houses. Imagine building a house, and you have to dig your foundation, and you just did something shallow and you start building on it. When you do something shallow on your foundation, it's not deeply rooted. What happens is, as you keep building, it starts wobbling. You now discover that, why am I making this mistake? Why am I doing this? Why is this happening to me? It's because you've been making bad choices. If you make good choices, just like Iriolua said, your blocks will be so strong and it will not wobble. Thank you, Oluwafifehansimi. Oluwafifehansimi says, um, if you make good choices, it is crucial for a happy life. Thank you so much. Now you're talking. Yes, Deborah says making good choices without someone having to try you makes you a stronger person. Thank you, Deborah, for that. Thank you so much. We need more people to drop on the comment section. And if you have any question for Iriolua, please kindly drop before we move to the second speaker. Please drop what you've learned. She said a lot. She shared different stories where you learn that it is important to make good choices, where it is important not to look forward to people's validation. When you're that person that's always looking for people's validation, be sure that you will make wrong choices. So it is better to know who you are, be self-aware, so that when people are saying something and you know this is not right, you will not go into it. Thank you once again, Iriolua, for giving us an insightful class today. We are so grateful. Now I'm going to bring up the second. Iriolua, don't go anywhere. Iriolua, still be. I need you to still be here. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to bring up the second speaker on stage. We introduced him earlier on. His name is King Great Atoyebi, and he's going to be talking to us about growth mindset. We've already learned that it is important to make right choices, and we should have the courage to do so. Now we want to learn about mindset. So, welcome, King Atoibi. You're
Thank you,
welcome,
Ma.
welcome, welcome.
It is a
Yes,
pleasure being here. I can't
all
wait.
right.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, so I'm coming out of the stage because I know you're powerfully ready for the class. So let me come out of the
Good evening, everyone. Our topic for today is growth mindset. Under this, we will be learning about giver never give up, turning mistakes into lessons. We'll also be looking at the story of Thomas Edison, of how he failed many times, and some of his historic inventions. Please, the next slide. Let's look at Thomas Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was born in February 11th of 1847 to October 18, 1931. He was an American inventor and businessman. He developed many devices in fields such as electric power generation, sound recording, and motion picture. Thomas Edison, in his time, he developed many inventions. Some of the things that we are using now, he was the one that developed them. These inventions include the phonographic, the motion picture camera. The early versions of the electric light bulb have had a widespread impact on the modern industrialized world. One of the most historic inventions that he made is the light bulb. So he was the person who made the light bulb. And as we all know, he also made many other things that we use in our society. He was one of the first inventors to apply the principle of organized science and teamwork to the process of invention. Working with many researchers and employers, he established the first industrial research laboratory. In his, in his time, he also did not establish universities alone. He also established an industrial research laboratory, and he was so good that he could work with other researchers, inventors, and employees such as him. Please, the next slide. How much you learn. If you look at the picture below, you will see it's a picture of books, and you have all of the books say something different. The first book, which is the smallest, it says from theory. That is, let's say what you have gotten from what you have put down. From practice, that is, let's say when you practice your theory, you try it out. That the knowledge you have, the capacity of the book start to increase. But the one from mistake, it is twice as big as the one from theory and from practice. Reason why? Because from mistake, we learn from mistakes. We use our mistake as stepping stone for something greater. Also in here, you can also see a brief picture of one of his laboratory, even named after him. Edison Manual Park Laboratory, reconstructed a greenfield village in Henry Ford Museum in December. So if you look at these two photos, these show about some of the labs that he made in his time. Please, the next line. Thomas Edison. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. That is, all of us, we all know the story of how he created the light bulb, of how he failed 1,999 times before getting the perfect sample. That answer changed everything. For you, Edison had not failed. He had discovered 1,000 ways that did not work, which brought him one step closer to the way that would work. Now, Edison did not feel like he failed, but the mindset he had enabled him not to fail. He did not think that he failed. Instead, he thought that he had not yet found the right way. He had tried 1,000 ways that did not work, which enables him to find the perfect way, the best way that will work. Finally, after years of experimenting, he found a filament that could light carbonized bamboo. That is, after he finished trying and trying for a long time, he finally managed to find the perfect sample,
and invented the light bulb, which we are still using today. Even now, for me, I'm using the light bulb right now, and that is how this here he created the light bulb. Failure taught Edison to repeat, innovate. What did Thomas Edison say about failure 1,000 times? Well, if you have been following up, you will know. He said that he has not failed 1,000 times, but he has found 1,000 ways, 1,000 different methods, 1,000 ideas, 1,000 means that would not work, that could not pass, 1,000 means that have failed. For his mindset was that he take chances, make mistakes. That's how you grow. He used his mistake as stepping stone. For that is how he believed growth was to be. And that is how growth is. Let me tell you one quote that I've learned. For me, failure is inevitable. But how you but everybody has failed before. But failure is inevitable. But what makes you different and stand out is how you conquer your failure, how you separate your failure. Now, please, the next line. Thank you. Before I start, I hope that all of you are following up. Please, can I see a thumbs up in the chat? I just want to know all of you guys are following up. I do not want to waste much time. Alright, let's continue. If he did, let's look at part of the history of Thomas Edison. If he had not failed, Thomas Edison might not have been America's most well-known and prolific innovator. Thomas Edison was one of the most in our generation. For almost everybody that wants to be an inventor or wants to be an engineer knows him. The males, females, children, adults, girls, almost everybody knows him because of how what he did. Like most entrepreneurs, when Edison first started his career, he was certain he had observed the fundamental problems he could solve. This shows that even when he was young, he was already being an innovator, thinking of ways to change the society, change the local community, change the nation, so that this world will be a better place. Specifically, Edison noticed that whenever Congress voted on an issue, each senator would stand one by one to call the vote out his vote. When Edison identified the mistake, like you, I have a question. Are you like Thomas Edison? For you, have you ever identified a problem and shoved in? In our case, Edison noticed about the election. Whenever a Congress, a political party voted, each senator would stand one by one and call out the vote. He was like, what? Why would they do that? That's a waste of time. That would take too long. So he decided to invent a machine that would make election much more easier. Like this. And I have a question. Have you ever made something in your society? Have you ever made a positive difference? It does not, you know, cannot, it's not compulsory to make a difference by making something or by innovating something, by creating new ideas, creating new way, being a problem solver. The inefficiency of such a system was absolutely stunned, and we realized that we could invent a system to quickly tally all the votes and skip the necessary and wasteful calling step of calling a vote. Let's continue. Please, the next slide. Edison. Edison failed when he followed the traditional model. Like Edison, everybody failed. As I told you before, and even Thomas Edison, one of the world's greatest inventors, he too failed. when he too failed. Like any good entrepreneur, following the traditional product-based model, Edison jumped right in, built the system, and then brought his automatic vote tally system to Congress. Imagine Edison bounding up the steps to the office, eager to demonstrate how he had solved such a significant problem and excited for the payoff at the end of his hard work. This showed us that Tom Edison he was not looking for ways. He's not looking for ways to he was not looking for ways to invent things that were already known, to invent different, slightly different things. He was looking for ways to invent modern things. He was in around like the 18th century. He was looking for ways to invent modern things so that this world could be modern. That is how Thomas Edison he bounded up the steps to make this congregational office to introduce his idea. That means he also had the boldness, he also had the capacity to introduce his idea to the world. Like most entrepreneurs, Edison was sure he had observed a real market need and he has been to understand how he achieved them by changing an inefficient and silly voting process. Like this, Mama Edison was sure that he had identified a problem and he was a problem solver. He was not going to just see a problem, pass up on it, and do as if nothing happened. No, but Edison was not like that. He was a change maker in this world. That was how, even though people did not recognize his effort, he still did it. And now, even people are recognizing his effort, even though he is late. Now, please, next slide. They're going to be looking at some of the lessons. Please, can you kindly go back? Please, can you go back to lesson one? Ma, please, lesson one. Validate your assumption about what consumers will buy. Fortunately, rather than letting the failure destroy him, Edison recovered and in the process discovered two very important principles that allowed him to become one of the most famous serial innovators of all time. He did not let failure destroy him. Oh. He was focused. And even when failure came, failure left and go went. For he did not allow failure to destroy him, built up himself and recovered. He also learned very important principles, things to know that elevated him to become one of the most successful, most famous, most well-known inventor in the world. I hope that you right here, you watching this video, you watching me and watching everybody. I hope that you are a problem solver as well. I hope you are learning something. For I will be taking questions and answers. First, he learned the First, he learned the crucial need to understand your customer, specifically the job they are trying to get done and why. After the experience, Edison reframed all his efforts with one simple way. I never want to be built at something that nobody will want to buy. One of the first principles that he learned is that you need to understand your customer. Build something that everybody wants to buy. If you build something that nobody wants to buy, you just be there struggling. Oh, nobody will buy it, pay them or not. They will not buy any single thing. You need to understand your customer, like why would they buy it? Why would they want it? That is one thing you need to know. You need to understand them. Understand the reason why they need it. If you understand the reason, you can produce more. For example, if maybe you invent something very good, maybe you invent like a sewing machine at the time that nobody has sewing machine, and some people want to be a tailor. But don't you think that you earn some money? But if you invent something that everybody has, maybe like you try to invent another version of the light bulb when Thomas Edison has already invented one, nobody will buy it. Please, the next slide. Lesson 2. Iterate to discover what customer will buy. Second, action learn the value of rapidly iterating to get to the solution customers needed. For example, in developing a commercially viable light bulb, Edison actually went through over 10,000 prototypes before getting it right. This shows us that Edison made his research. He found out what customers wanted, what customers would buy, what everybody would want if it was available. Out of that was how he got the idea to make the light bulb, one of the most valuable inventions in the world. Later, Edison became famous for saying, I have not failed one 10,000 times. I've not failed one. I've succeeded in proving that just 10,000 ways will not work. When I've eliminated the way that will not work, I will find the way that will work. This shows that Thomas Edison, he had not failed many times. He did not believe that he had failed many times. He did not believe he had failed, and he just believed that he has not yet found the right way, the right method. Innovators change the world. Keep changing it. As a final note, forgive me for the aside. Let me raise my glass to all of you who innovate as entrepreneurs, as managers, as individuals, as family, or whoever you are. For innovators change the world. Keep changing it. I wonder, are you an innovator? For innovators change the world. Do you want to change the world? If you want to change the world, comment down below. I want to change the world. If you don't, it means that you don't want to be a change maker. You don't want to change your world. You don't want to change your generation. For innovators change the world, how? They solve problems, valuable problems. Not that you just solve another minor problem. That's not it. You can start by solving minor problems, but innovators are the ones that solve the big problem. I hope all of you are innovators. Innovators change the world. If you're not an innovator, it means that you don't have to be a problem solver. For you will say who will solve problems. In small ways and big ways, I love to see you do. And if I can help, great. If I just get to see you do it and be I eat if I just get to see you do it and be inspired, wonderful. For innovators changing the world, keep changing it. You can do it in small way or big way. Even though I said that it's not you can in most innovators the most we now innovators change the world in a big way. But they always started from changing it in a small way, helping it with family issues, community issues, society issues, and started rising till we got to the nation level. It would be great if you can all start doing it, change the world. Be a change maker. For me, I want to start doing it. I will start doing it, and I know that I will do it. It will be good even if you can make an attempt. Now, please, the next slide. Innovators change the world, keep changing it. If rather you find a better way to improve your life or a way to improve the lives of many, keep trying. For the first thing, if you want to improve and change the world, you must first change your life. That's the first step. If you have improved your life, and then think of how you can improve your family. From your family, you can then upgrade to your community, society. From society, you can upgrade to your community. From your community, you can upgrade to a part of your country. They can then start doing that small, small until I can now improve the whole nation. You're now a global figure. You will change your life and mine for the better. I can't wait to see it. For the better change what I said before, you should keep changing it. If you don't think you're an entrepreneur and inventor, I put my money down like you can and be. But not some of the inventors that we have today did not want to be an inventor. But God just made us to be an inventor. I am. These are mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Mistakes are proof that you have found the way that will not work. For we should see them as how Thomas Edison did. He did not see them as failure. I methods of failure. I failed. He did not see them as failure. Instead, he saw them as way that did not work. When he has eliminated that, he could find the way that will work. I am always getting better. That is, I ask for help when I don't understand something. For nobody knows everything in this world. Even the smartest of the smartest, Thomas Edison, he didn't know everything. Don't you think that there's some people that helped him? Yes, everybody helps each other. If you have pride and don't help, it means that you'll be struggling. Nobody will help you unless you can find a way to help to ask people for help. Smart. I study hard and I'm good at problem solving. Yeah, Edison was good at problem solving. For being good at problem solving, it means you are good at calculation. Calculation is closely related to math. So in a way, if you are an innovator, it means you are good at math. And math is it's a pretty difficult subject, according to what other scientists say. So it means that if you are, you are good at math, it means that you should be smart. So we should be smart. Beautiful. My differences make me unique and beautiful inside and out. Yes, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. For me, I'm not a boy, a girl rather. But I am a boy, and so I am handsome. The girl can say beautiful, but I know me, I am handsome, capable. I'm not afraid to try new things and make mistakes. Capable. You know what a capable person is? A capable person is a person that can try different ways. A capable person is a person that can do work, that can improve this world. But the final one, I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I hope that with this lesson that I have taught you today, that you will be empowered to be an innovator. Innovator. But I hope that you have learned something today. I conclude. As I conclude, the topic was innovators. The topic was how growth mindset. If we looked at Thomas Edison's story. Oh, but thank you everyone. I just want to I really appreciate it, and I hope that you will learn something from this. I hope that you have learned something. Whatever you have learned, please type it in the chat box and we'll be reading it. If you have any questions, please you can ask me. Please type what you have learned in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Done.
Thank you, great. Thank you for the wonderful section. And this got me cracking when you got to beautiful and you said, um, I'm a boy, I'm not beautiful, I'm handsome. And I love that. Well done. This is an amazing class. You've brought back memories of doc of Thomas Edison, the greatest scientist that failed 10,000 times, but he didn't see it as failure. He did not see it as something that should stop him. And that's where every champion needs to get to. If you're watching me, this is where you get to that. When you make mistakes, you don't crawl into your shell. If Thomas Edison had crawled into his shell, maybe we will still be sitting in the dark. If Thomas Edison had made two mistakes and said, no, I give up. I can't do it. I'm not smart. I'm not this. I'm not that. We might be living or staying in darkness. We might not even have electricity to do the things that we do these days. So Thomas Edison, just like King Great have shared with us today, Thomas Edison should be a a a, a touch to us, telling us that even when we fail, we can still make it. Thank you so much, Great, for this powerful insight. If you have any questions for Great, please drop on the comment section. If you have new sites that you learned from Great class, drop on the comment section also. Okay, we're going to give you 1 minute to do that as you drop your learning points and your questions. All right, I want to appreciate you. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate both of you, Irioluwa and Great. You've done an amazing job. You've done the slides by yourself without any supervision, without any pushing here and there. And here you are inspiring other kids. And I just want to tell you that I'm super proud of you. And I strongly believe that you are going places. Well done, well done, well done. And champions, what do you have to say to our champions? If you're watching, what do you have to say to them? Me, I'm saying a big, big thank you. I have learned that I should be courageous. I have learned today that I should make right choices. I have learned today not to seek for validation. I have learned today that even everybody does not know anything. Did you get that when Great said it? He said, everybody doesn't know everything. Get to a place where you can ask for help. Don't let pride limit you. If you can't ask for help, you have a fixed mindset. If you can't ask for help, you have a fixed mindset. Get to a point where you can ask for help. You don't understand a particular subject and you just keep mute thinking you're going to get to know it. Why not ask questions? Ask questions. Yoruba people will say there's an adage in Yoruba land that says, um, ẹni tó bá ń béèrè ọ̀nà kò kí ń ṣìnà. Whoever asks for direction doesn't make mistakes. So if you ask for direction, maybe you don't know what you don't know how to help yourself out of a situation that you are. You're supposed to ask for help from your parents, from coach, from anyone that is trusted. Thank you. And also have a growth mindset that when you make mistakes, you can learn from those mistakes. Mistakes should be a stepping stone to your greatness. Thank you so much, Irioluwa and King Great. And thank you for all our viewers for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you some other time, maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks' time, but we look forward to seeing you. God bless you. Thank you so much, Great. Do you have anything to tell us?
I hope that we all learn something. I hope that we all learn something that we should not have a fixed mindset. That we should have humility. We should not have pride. I also hope that we learn from Thomas Edison, and I hope that we can all be innovators like him. Thank you.
Thank you, Great. Irioluwa, do you have anything to tell us?
I hope everyone has learned from today's lesson and to remember to always make the right choices.
So, whoosh.
Thank you so much, everyone. And this is us saying goodbye till some other time. Bye.